But according to a new Fox News poll, he's now underwater on that issue, and the sentiment around the economy is mostly gloomy. 84% of voters are extremely or very concerned about inflation. 68% rate economic conditions as only fair or poor, and 55% feel pessimistic about the economy in its entirety. On top of that, a majority of voters oppose President Trump's, quote, one big beautiful bill, BBB, reminds me of Build Back Better, including 1/4 of Republicans. April Ryan and Dave Weigel are back with us. So, April.
Yes, sir.
Here's another data point. This is from the Washington Post Ipsos poll that came out on Tuesday. Do you support or oppose the budget bill changing tax, spending, and Medicaid policies, the so-called big beautiful bill? 42% oppose it, 23% support it, 34% have no opinion. I mean, how's that possible?
Because they haven't heard about it, which is
no,
right.
It's not heard about it. They haven't felt it yet. That's the problem. The greatest protest comes from the greatest pain. And people who are on Medicare and Medicaid, you like that quote? Okay,
that was
good. Yeah, people who are on Medicare and Medicaid are very upset. People who are on SNAP are upset. There's a lot of the devil is in the details on this. But once you know that it impacts you, right? Remember, people go to the supermarkets, as you say, the price of eggs, they're all right, but everything else has moved up. And you wonder, can my pocket handle this? And think about this. What about those who lost their jobs, got fired? The unemployment numbers aren't really showing that yet because it's a little bit deeper, more devil in the details. For those, the numbers are going to be bigger soon because for those who took the buyout, if you will, they're still on...
The federal workers.
The federal workers who took the buyout, the Elon Musk buyout, they are on administrative leave. And until they leave, when they leave, those numbers are going to explode. So the economy right now, we're sitting until we start seeing possible war. Once that bill is passed, they say it's still on track for July 4th to be signed very soon. But once the greatest pain happens will be the greatest protest. That's why people are undecided.
Yeah. You know, this was like a moment where this administration should learn from the Biden administration. One of the things, the thing, I think, that lost them whether it was President Biden or whether it was going to be or Vice President Harris that ran, was the economy. People feeling like they didn't feel like the administration was doing things, even though the economy was pretty good. Them not feeling that the administration was talking about it enough. That's where we are right now with Donald Trump. He is not talking about the economy. He's not talking about the price of eggs. He's not talking about the things he's going to do to fix the economy.
Yeah, and if we could keep talking about Biden in this way and the way Democrats view things in 2021, it was, we have some goals, we're going to achieve those goals, and we're going to say that they are fixing the problems that you, the voters, have, even if they don't match up. And you get into trouble with that. So I'm surprised a little bit by the unpopularity of the big beautiful bill because Democrats are not breaking through in conversations in national media, in their districts a little bit more. But they wanted this week. This last week was there in the House for House Democrats was talking about threats to hospitals, and that wasn't the big story. Nightly news every day. It is breaking through a little bit, though, because the way Republicans are selling this is we're going to prevent a big tax cut on you, and here's the average tax that everyone's going to pay. And that is not the problem people are feeling right now. It is buying a house. It is how prices didn't go down on goods that they thought would go down. A couple of Trump promises like free IVF. I've actually heard that.
How expensive a car is going to be.
Yes, there are worries about the tariffs that have subsided because Trump backed down. But those are you still meet people who are saying, should I buy this right now? Should I wait until next year to buy this? And they have not dealt with the stress people feel in the economy from not prices going up further. Inflation's kind of flat, but this White House is celebrating the same inflation numbers that Biden had in the last year. And they saw people weren't satisfied with that because of these other costs. They're not answering the worry people have about the immediate costs. They're saying, we want to do this tax cut. We want to do border wall funding. We're doing this. And we're going to pretend that's going to make you happy.
Well, the president had something to say about the costs issue when he sat down with Kristen Welker at Meet the Press last month. Let's play that. And April, I'm going to ask you about it on the other side.
The economy shrank in the first quarter. You've been arguing all week that this is President Biden's economy. Is this now your economy, sir?
Well, I think certain aspects of it are. Costs are. I was able to get down the costs, but even that, it takes a while to get them down, but we got them down good. We lost $5 to $6 billion a day with Biden. $5 to $6 billion. And I've got that down to a great number right now in a record time.
What?
All right, this president is tone deaf when it comes to saving. He doesn't cut coupons, and he's cutting out Medicare and Medicaid. There are going to be a lot of rural hospitals they're going to lose out. We're going to lose a lot of rural hospitals where rural communities need. But here's the bottom line. When you are paying for all of these military and National Guards over in California and calling Senator Alex Padilla Jose, and then when you're also paying for what else? A big military parade on your birthday that you fell asleep on, and you're talking about saving costs. There's some kind of contradiction there. It doesn't marry. It doesn't marry at all.
I would like to point out one thing from the Fox News poll that I mentioned in the intro. They asked people if they had a favorable view of a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
President Trump has a favorable rating of 45% and an unfavorable rating of 55%. Guess who the most popular person of all the people they asked, the number one person with the highest favorable rating? Former Vice President Kamala Harris.
There you go. The one who supposedly won the election, according to President Trump, because it was rigged. So there you go. He said it. I mean, he said it. He said it in the Oval Office.
We're going to leave it. We're going to leave it there. We will leave it there. April Ryan, David Weigel, thank you so much for coming on. And coming up, the latest setback to Trump's crackdown on pro-Palestinian protesters. We'll get into what Mahmoud Khalil, the first student targeted for deportation by President Trump, said in his first press conference following his